What use is an F-call? With the advance of the internet into society in the past 20-odd years, amateur radio has embraced the warm glow of electrons passing across copper or light pulses across fibre and radio waves across the ether that embodies our internet today. One of the tools that a radio amateur might use is a thing called a DX cluster. It's a place online where you'll find records of contacts that have been made between two stations, the time the contact took place, the date, and of course the frequency. If we leave accuracy aside for a moment, since anyone and everyone can post a spot online without any form of serious authentication, we can nevertheless use this tool for some interesting purposes. The obvious one is to use a DX cluster to see who's where on what band and see if you can hear them there too. You'll find that there is some limited success and some indications on where a station might be found. If you look regularly at a particular station, you might be able to figure out patterns of when they're likely to operate and on what band. I'm an unashamed computer geek. I've been playing with databases since the late 80s, and so massaging some data is part of my DNA. I wondered if you extracted a bunch of DX cluster records if you could find out something interesting with the resulting data. So here's what I did. I queried the cluster for the past 10,000 records containing VK6 anywhere in the record. This essentially resulted in a record of claimed amateur radio contacts going back 1 year. I stuck the data into a spreadsheet and spent some time massaging the data. That is, filtering out the day of the week, the hour, the month, the year, etc. I then created some pivot tables to see if I could see any patterns. Given that I'm on 40, 15 and 10 meters, I've focused only on those bands. Of the three, the most popular band is 10 meters, then 15 meters, followed by 40 meters, representing about 1/3 of the number of contacts claimed on 10 meters. The most contacts are made on a Saturday, followed by a Sunday, then Friday. On 40 meters, the most contacts are made between 5 and 7 a.m. local time. On 15 meters, the most contacts were made between 8 and 10 p.m. On 10 meters, between 3 and 8 p.m. On 10 meters, the most contacts were made in October. On 15 meters in October and November, and on 80 meters in July and August. Let me be the first to say that this is not a complete picture by any means. There's nothing in what I've told you that takes into account solar activity, contests or any other spurious influences, like a rare DX station changing the numbers. What other tools have you come across that might help another amateur? I'm Onno, Victor Kilo 6, Foxtrot Lima Alpha Bravo.